Lens here. Welcome back to the 12 days of plug-and-plays here on Spider Plays. And these videos guarantee that I'll never get laid. Again. This time around, we're going to take a look at this. The Star Wars Revenge of the Sith Plug-and-Play. This time around, it's not an Atari controller. It's shaped like any normal controller fare. It looks like Darth Vader. You got this joystick that, right off the bat, you know it's going to be problematic. It's slippery. The top of it spins. It's just, you can feel that it's shit, not very quality. However, the buttons don't feel too bad. They feel like they're, you know, right there, solid. Darth Vader's, like, little control panel here. You got, like, the start button and on-off pause. You know, there's, like, a little light indicator. The controller looks nice. It gives you the impression that you're going to embark on one of the greatest Star Wars adventures you could ever hope to experience. I will say this, after I played through it, it's still better than The Last Jedi. Well, anyway, let's do this. May the Force be with us. Much like every other plug-and-play game, it's comprised of a series of mini-games. In this one, you get 5. Now, before I even go anywhere with this, the first thing I have to say is the joystick is supremely fucked on this thing. It's god-awful terrible. The top of it spins, the base of it spins. It's impossible to get any precise movements out of it whatsoever. It makes the whole game abysmal to play. Well, the first game is Droid Invasion, and I have a bad feeling about this. Well, you play as Obi-Wan, you just gotta deflect laser blasts from the droid army. It's just a really crappy version of Space Invaders with a missile command mechanic. It's got slippery controls, worthless power-ups, and slow and boring gameplay. You'll be done with it in less than a few minutes. Coruscant Attack. Again, it's another amalgamation of other games. This one really reminds me of Asteroids on Atari 2600 and 1942 on NES. It goes without saying that the movement is slippery. It really sucks. Although the buttons and the firing, it's pretty responsive. I can't bitch about that. It's somewhat enjoyable. It's a step up from the last game, but nothing special. Grievous Onslaught. Now, this is like the beginning of Star Wars Episode 3 when they're on the ship trying to save the Chancellor. It's a top-view hack-and-slash type game where you fight your way to save the Chancellor from the battle droids. And Count Dooku. Once again, moving Anakin around is fucked from the get-go. It's slippery, not very precise. The other controls are fine, though. In this game, this is where you really start to realize that the Force Push power-up that's available in every single one of these games really sucks. It doesn't do jack shit. It's not even worth it. Gunship Battle is easily the worst game on this whole fucking thing. It's a side-scrolling shooter where you're supposed to pick up troops or protect the base. Once again, moving is unbearable. The troops don't always go in your ship if it means anything anyway. Your ship is totally defenseless while picking up troops. Ships and shit fly everywhere, making it impossible to avoid. Bombing shit really sucks because they don't drop straight down. They go in like an arc and hit nothing. It seems like everything else can always hit you and you can't hit jack shit. Much like the descriptive words I used in other videos for plug-and-plays, it's a hopeless situation and mindless gameplay. You knew mindless and hopeless were going to come up once again. Yeah, we get to the last game on here, and the one I probably played the most, because it reminds me of Silver Surfer on the NES. It's the Utapau chase. Utapau? Whatever that green lizard thing that Obi-Wan was riding around in Revenge of the Sith when he was chasing after General Grievous. And although I mentioned it reminds me of Silver Surfer, this one's a little bit more fair because you have a health meter. Well, fair until you get trapped behind a wall or something. Because once you die, you just keep respawning behind said wall, and you just keep getting stuck behind it. You can't move, you just get stuck there like you're glued to the fucking thing. Dying over and over in an endless loop until you have to restart from the beginning. It's like the goddamn lizard has a death wish. Once again, the joystick sucks on this one, but it sucks a little less because of the limited gameplay. This one's just a top-down scrolling shooter game, pretty much. The gun power-ups aren't bad. You get to shoot everything on screen eventually, and sometimes there's so much shit on the screen you get really bad plug-and-play slowdown, much like the NES. It's kind of funny to watch, actually. At the end of each one of these levels, you fight General Grievous, and he's got different forms of attack and stuff like that. Just makes it interesting, but it's all point-based and stuff, so the game just goes on and on and on, and it's the same thing for all eternity. Eventually, the chase ended in Revenge of the Sith. Why not here? You never get the satisfaction of actually destroying General Grievous. It just goes on and on forever, for all of eternity. That's another descriptive word I used from other plug-and-play games. So I guess you can describe plug-and-play games as going on and on, same thing, for all of eternity, throughout all time. Mindless and hopeless. There you go. Best way to describe plug-and-play games. All in all, it's just, what I said again, it's just mindless mini-games. They're just amalgamations of other better games with just shittier controls.
All the power-ups in the game suck. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's not very good either. I mean, the music and graphics are alright. It goes back to what I was saying around the SpongeBob plug-and-play. I feel like there's some up-and-coming developers that were just trying to break into the field, and they're putting their best effort forth for a beginner. And then they'll all go on to work for EA, where they'll continue to rape us all with microtransactions, constantly. If I can say one big fucking thing in this game's favor, it's that it's still way better than The Last Jedi. God, I hate that fucking movie. Piece of shit.
So uncivilized.
I guess I am not a Jedi yet, because I couldn't beat everything in this fucking game. Nor would I want to try. Is it worth $20? No, because they're just, you know, crummier rip-offs of better games. Was it still fun to a degree? It's just another cash grab. It was out when Revenge of the Sith came out to try and, you know, make more money off the movie. But there were better Star Wars games out at that point. They had a game for PlayStation, which was pretty good. There's just a lot of Star Wars games coming around at that time period. Like, this is one of them that were dead on arrival. It really doesn't need to exist. I don't think a lot of younger kids really enjoyed it either. You know, it came, it went, and now it's here in my apartment. Anyway, guys, I gotta get going once again, but tune in, because we gotta keep this train going. I'll see you in the next video.